This is NBL, my private group for superhero founders. Last Sunday, this community participated in something that has never been done before. I am building a business empire to scale it to $50,000 per month in just 30 days while documenting the entire process in 4 live calls, 1 call every Sunday. In this video, I'll review a sales process that makes prospects beg to work with you. Next week's call will be focused on delivery and fulfillment. If you want to get access to the recorded call and participate in watching the challenge, click the link in the description to join NBL, and I'll see you on Sunday.
As we built the sales process, the systems, and built the sales team, we had one thing in mind: is how can we manufacture luck and get prospects begging to work with us? That is the only thing for me when I'm thinking about marketing and sales. This is how I think about it. I don't want to hard close someone. I don't want to do nothing. I want people to beg to work with us. I want to get lucky. So today we're going to be walking guys through the sales process, the systems, and the content playbook and the sales script. I want to walk you guys through the average sales process versus the get rich for sure sales process. The entire industry hasn't yet realized this, but the world of marketing and sales has shifted. A few years ago, you could come up with a service, promote it on ads, do cold email, do cold outbound, and get prospects to see your offer and decide to pay you for your price over the phone. Today, it's not that easy anymore. Every prospect out there has already bought a similar service. They've already seen an offer like yours, which, by the way, has already not worked out for them. They've already bought the thing you're trying to sell them. They've already bought the claim, seen the claim, having the delivery done by an agency, by a growth operator, by whatever names everybody's calling themselves, and they've not gotten results. And the second thing is that the level of good business content has gone through the roof. If you come onto the marketplace and you're just offering the same old BS that everyone has already seen a million times, and you wonder why people are not willing to buy from you, just know that everybody's as smart as you. So it means nothing to be a marketer and a salesperson today. The bar has been raised, and it can be felt through the new marketing wave this industry is being hit with. I call it the "or you don't pay" wave. The entire premise of this strategy is that if something is risk-free, prospects will want it regardless if the solution is good or not. Imagine an industry where what you sell actually doesn't matter. Today, to get clients, you have to remove risk. The marketing angle is no risk. Who cares what you're actually going to do? When a market hits that phase of sophistication, there ain't no going back. There's literally no going back. It doesn't matter if you're going down and building a crazy solution. No one is going to give you the time of day if everybody's telling them that they'll work for free. How do you even get people's attention? It doesn't make sense. So it's really, really scary for a lot of people out there. And this is what the average sales process looks like, right? All these guys who are saying, "or you don't pay," like I'll come in and do that, and then this and that, and I'll make you a lot of money, or you don't pay. This will literally, and they're calling it a system. Everybody has a weird system. I know I have my build and release. I know we have our whatever, but like some of these, I saw one guy yesterday, he's calling it a neuro psychiatric system, this and that. I'm like, come on, brother. Like, please just say it's an ad to a funnel with a video and maybe a sequence and then a no-brainer offer. And that's it. Everybody's selling the same thing, but they're calling it a different way. But all this looks like is really simple. Have an ad, call out the desired outcome of the niche, and tell them you don't pay. On the call funnel, have in your VSL, tell them you're going to do stuff that they've already heard. Tell them that they don't pay. On the pitch, tell them that, hey, it's rev share or that there's a small setup fee, and don't backtrack any of the thing you said in the actual VSL. Removing risk in the ad by making claims that it's free if outcome isn't achieved. In the call VSL, remind them that there's no risk. On the sales call, just switch on the prospect and let them know that there is a fee and give them 100 conditions in order to get their refund. Even though I'm talking a lot of shit when it comes to this process, I believe you got to move with the market. I know some people have maybe heard of me talk bad about that type of marketing and think that I'm talking bad about it, therefore I'm not doing it, or that we're not implementing it for our clients. No. I can say something isn't good long-term, but still do it short-term. It doesn't mean that just because something isn't good long-term, that it's not. Sometimes you got to survive. You got to eat today. Not everybody's in the position to have millions of dollars and be like, hey, I'm going to play long term. No, you can't afford that game, at least not yet. So we still sometimes implement it in different markets where we have data that it works well. But one thing is for sure, the problem with this type of sales process where you have people, you're selling people based on risk-free, and that's your main thesis and angle. The problem with that is that it creates the worst type of clients due to the mindset and expectations they're sold with. And here's how you're going to experience it. You're going to have the lowest lifetime value. For those who don't know, lifetime value of a business is the single most important metric. How much money you make per client. If if you want to make $250,000 with a client, you can't expect to find them the first night and try to get them to buy. It doesn't work like that. Your average cash collected rate will be pretty low. The faster you acquire the clients, the faster they churn, because of how easy client acquisition gets with this approach of like having risk-free everything. Here's one of the thing that most people don't understand. For me, I know this lesson because I'm advanced enough to understand the consequences of actions. So when you're starting out in business and you start making money, you think that it will forever be beautiful. But unfortunately, the universe doesn't work like that. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. But here's what happens with this risk-free offer. Because of how easy client acquisition gets with this approach, you as a CEO, you're never worried about getting good at operations and building a great team that takes care of your clients, because you're getting so many clients so easy. And I believe that even though a lot of people are making a lot of money from this promise, I actually think we're creating and breeding the worst type of entrepreneurs and operators, because all they know is create good offers. And I can tell you guys, there's no person who's ever became a legendary CEO because they were a great marketer. Never. Like, you don't become a great CEO or build a sustainable company because you can get people's attention and get them to trust you fast. The only reason why you would build a great company is if you actually deliver on your promise. And I feel like a lot of people forget this. This risk-free trend that's going on, it's creating a distraction for a lot of CEOs. And guess what will happen? Once everybody's doing risk-free offers, guess what? The market is going to get used to it. I personally don't ever click on any ad. Who has clicked on an ad and booked a call with someone who was saying, or you don't pay in the last? And who has actually bought from such an offer? You know, like everyone here in the chat just says they've never booked a call. Guess what? CAC is going to go up. So understanding this, we design a sales process that aims to not just settle for the 3% of the market ready to buy. Instead, we want to create our own ideal clients. I love to create my clients. I don't like to compete with people. And this sales process focuses on one simple thing, and that is energy. How much energy is invested into your thing? The higher the energy levels engineered in the sales process, the faster and the more profitably do you turn a stranger into a high value client. Once you understand that this here, I don't think you can ever go hungry. And regardless of an industry you decide to play in, you want to go in solar, you want to go sell to agencies, you want to go sell to coaches, you want to go sell to SaaS, it doesn't really matter. You want to start a restaurant, if you market and sell understanding this, then you'll never actually go broke. And this is, for me, this is what it looks like. As I showed you guys here, you have a simple way to do things. Is you're like, hey, I want to go after clinics making over $500,000 profit a year. I'm going to put up an ad, I'm going to put up a GHL funnel, and I'm going to have a no-brainer offer, and then they're going to turn into clients. This takes 1 week. An ad takes 1 day. Call funnel takes one person to put up the systems. You just need a headline and you just need a calendar. For us, we try to look at it a little differently. We try to look at it as, so we have strangers here. And our goal is to not just turn them into a $2,000 a month client, but we want someone who is eventually going to turn into a $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 relationship and beyond. How do you do that? Well, you have to understand that in order for you to move the stranger all the way to here, to turning them into a high value client, the lesser the energy involved. Let's say if you just got them as a client by just putting an ad in front of them and a VSL and then a call, then it's not that much energy invested in that relationship. So instead, what we do is we try to create different sales assets, different mechanisms that all have different levels of energy. And each one is supposed to have enough energy, enough value in it that it moves them closer. But the closer they get based on the energy invested in the mechanism, the more potential is in the prospect. You can look at every single piece here. Like this could be an ad. Like this is an ad has this level of energy. And VSL, if it's good, maybe has this level of energy. And then maybe you have a closing call. But if you take a prospect from here and you just move them here, this is what happens. You don't actually end up creating a high value client. You end up creating mid-ticket client, someone who's willing to maybe risk 2K to 5K with you. And this is where most people's businesses lie. All they do is add VSL, close, add VSL, close, add VSL, close. And most people are like, oh, Serge, how was I able to get people to give me $10,000 when they were from India? If I go on Stripe, we probably have collected over $200,000 from Indian clients. And the reason why there's nothing to do with Indian, like it's just that the value of their money is complete, like 10K for them is probably like $100,000. But how do I get an Indian client to send us and wire us $10,000? It is not because I have such a great ad and a VSL and a good closer. No, they actually come to us and they're willing to beg for us to give them the opportunity to find the money to pay us $10,000. And I have people in the US market, and I'm going to show you guys an example, who can't even get prospects to give them $2,000. And they're like, oh, my market is broke. Are you effing kidding me? From scaling a lot of hundreds of companies in the last 3 years, the common denominator between those that scale the fastest and the most profitable is the fact that they've invested higher levels of energy into their sales process. If you incorporate all these into your sales process, you're going to create some of the most amazing clients who want to keep giving you money in exchange of your value, your expertise, and your research. Without this, good luck.